welcome to the Big Breakfast.
Hello there.
Now tell us what telephone service you offer, Keith.
This is a completely different sort of telephone service. This is BBC test card music down the telephone, 7-hour bash from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon.
That's quite amazing.
It's unusual, different, yeah.
And people ring it a lot, don't they? But you don't actually make any money from this phone,
Unfortunately,
do you, Keith?
I don't make a single penny out of it. The only people to make any money out of it is BT. And I used to work for them.
Oh, really, there you go. But now, how popular is this service? Because it seems quite a strange one.
It is a strange one, but it's very popular. When the thing starts at 10 o'clock, the phone never stops ringing, and it just goes on and on and on. People phoning up, housewives phoning up because, you know, in the 50s and 60s, they used to put the telly on, have the test car music blasting out, while they did the housework, sort of dusting and that. I'm
slightly confused. How do you actually run... Do people phone up and then you press the tape recorder and put the receiver near the tape recorder or something?
No, I've got 7 hours of BBC test car music lined up on tape. They phone me and they can either listen to the music that's actually being played down the phone, or they can talk to me, request any piece of music out of my 3,000-odd collection.
3,000?
Then I'll go ferreting through my collection and try and...
And how many calls can you take at one time?
Just the one call.
Just the one call?
not that high tech, unfortunately.
And is this service offered every day? Because I'm sure some viewers at home will be very interested in this.
Yeah, anybody can phone any day, although this is a special one-off thing called Ring the Test Card. But anybody can phone me any time they like.
Keith, it's a great service. Now, what is this fascination with test card music?
Test card music? Well, it all started in 1963, and I just happened to turn the telly on, and after Watch with Mother, you know, Andy Pandy, Bill and Ben and all that sort of stuff, they said we're now closing down till 5 o'clock. So I thought, well, what happens between 1:45 and 5 o'clock? So I carried on watching the telly. And on came the test card at 2 o'clock, some brilliant music, and I was sort of hooked from then on. So
but you also collect the test cards as well, don't you? We've got some to show us here.
That's right.
This one here, the first ever one.
This was the first ever one called, appropriately enough, Test Card A. That was transmitted in...
very interesting.
That was transmitted in 30s and 40s. And then when the television service resumed after the war, the technology had improved quite a lot, so they came up with Test Card C.
Do you remember this test card at home? Show your age. There you go. Derek, our director, does. He's very old, believe me. And you've got another one here. This is one of my favourites, actually. Tell us a bit about this one.
This one was shown in the 50s, and it was shown for about 5 minutes. And in those days, when it was valve televisions, it used to take about 10 minutes for the telly to warm up. So you couldn't just switch the thing on and there it was. So they used to transmit this for 5 or 10 minutes with some rousing music called Television March. And the idea was...
Television March? You even remember the name?
Well, it was a bit before my time, but I just happened to know that's what it was called, you see. And so they used to show this for about 5 or 10 minutes while the telly warmed up.
Keith, you are a true anorak.
True.
I have to say, a test card and test music anorak, which means that very luckily for you, Keith, you could take part in our brand new competition, which starts today. It is called Challenge Anorak. Would you like to take part?
Why not? Why not?
Well, that's very good for you. Keith Hamer, what is your chosen specialist subject?
To rough guess, test cards.
It is test cards. What a great guess. Thank you very much, Shauna, as she pulls the label off there very carefully. There we go.
Hey.
Now, we're going to throw this to the floor. And first of all, I'd like to ask the lady at the back there with the curly hair and the bra showing through a T-shirt. Yes? Do you have a question, please? Ready, Keith?
OK.
What was the exact date Test Card E was shown on BBC Two?
Test Card E. Test Card E. Must have been April the 20th, 1964. Yeah?
Mandy, is he right?
That is correct. How did he know that?
How did he know that? OK, well, Keith, 1 so far. OK, let's throw it out to that very dodgy floor manager over there who sometimes doesn't turn up. There we go. Yeah, Toby.
What was the name and age of the little girl photographed on Test Card F? And why is she playing noughts and crosses?
Blimey. I know her name was Carol. Surname was her surname. Carol Hersey. And while she's playing noughts and crosses, well, she had to do something, I suppose. Actually, on the test card, I think the X shows
We've got it here. We've got it here.
Got it there. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, the X there, in the middle there, shows the centre of the test card, which is very important for television engineers to know where the exact centre is.
Keith, you really know your
And
stuff.
also, it's in white to check convergence.
Toby, is that correct?
Spot on, Keith.
Keith, you've got 2 out of 3. You've only got to get 1 more, and you will win yourself one spectacular prize.
Round the world
believe
cruise.
Me. Well,
Not
maybe,
quite.
Yes,
No.
not quite. OK, so we're going to throw out a final question, and this is going to go to Mike. Mike,
Yeah.
dodgy haircut, Mike. What is your question
we go. I liked it. Cost a lot of money, this haircut. This is going to get you, Keith. This is my question. What is the shape on the top of the test card called, and what is it for?
Blimey.
Running out of time.
It's called a letterbox, I think, because it's shaped like a letterbox, and it's to check for low frequency response.
That is absolutely correct. Unbelievable.
A true anorak, and your much coveted prize here. Thank you so much. Keith, you got all three right. You win this wonderful prize. It's our very own big breakfast test card.
Great, brilliant.
A very professional job there, and I tell you, it's worth a lot of money, Keith.
Great.
If you quite fancy yourself in Challenge Anorak, you can write to us at Challenge Anorak, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Fort Log, London, E3 2NN. But right now, it's time for Snap, Cackle and Pop and TV news. Thanks, Keith.
Cackle.